Good morning. 52 degrees, and it may be the last week to pull those boots out. Then open-toed shoes
obviously
from there on.
Obviously, you haven't looked at the weather for next week. It's going to be in the 40s.
You don't know that yet. Well, I meant next week.
I know that.
For
it's going to be
today,
in the
for
40s.
a week.
Good morning, I'm Jamie Cooper. Thank y'all for getting up with us on a Friday morning edition of the most popular morning program ever on Highway 72 next to ZYP in Athens, Alabama, right up the road from Chick-fil-A. Right, Matthew?
That's right.
And join me today, Daryl Heavey, our golf pro, got his Masters sweater on this morning. Gregg could care less about the Masters, Roll Tide. And Mathew getting ready to run in a 3-mile race coming up next Saturday. Right, Matthew?
That's right. Getting ready.
You got Dr. Reed coming up with you later on this morning?
Run.
He's he should be here in just a little bit.
Well, good. So we'll check in with him. A lot of stuff going on. Frank on the phone, 230-4988. Gigi's Cupcakes, Chick-fil-A. We got it all on yesterday. We had those black eyed pea patties. Those are good, Frank.
They were.
Real good, actually. Real good. And there's some big discussion about salmon patties. That's what I called them all my life. That's what everybody called them. We poor folks, that's what we grew up eating all the time. Anyway, here's what's happening on this morning's edition of the program. Coleman Dental should be with us later on this morning also. Vicki Marisi going to be here with the Molten Chamber over that way talking about the Chicken and Egg Festival coming up in just a little bit. Comes up this weekend. It's next weekend. Next weekend. She'll be talking about that. As always, this is the fourth or fifth one they've had. Plus, Landers McClarty is going to be here talking about the vehicles they got right down the highway here on Highway 72. Be their first visit with us. So they're bringing us a yellow Dodge Charger this morning that we'll be giving away sometime during the program.
Yeah, right.
So y'all keep watching. We'll give away a chance to go buy it and get a discount on it. How would that be? That might be a little easier to do. That's what's coming up on this Friday morning edition. Cooper and Company live right here in Athens, Alabama. Gloria, I don't know what happened yesterday, but I took the day off because I didn't want to get out and mess my hair up in the rain. It didn't rain a friggin' drop, did it?
You know what? We meteorologists, I'm not a meteorologist, I just fake one on TV every morning, but we stink. I'm so sorry. How many of you ruined your plans because you thought you couldn't go outside, it was going to rain all day? But I can tell you this. I don't think we're going to see rain today. High temperatures today only around 69, and of course a little bit of sunshine out there. Get outside, check out the moon. It's bright, a little creepy. It's beautiful actually. Blue skies, and it just looks beautiful out there. And tomorrow your high of 75, low of 50, full sunshine. Look at the rest of the forecast. Looks like it's going to be nice with cooler temperatures if you like that. 39. Ooh, burr. 230-4988 gets us this morning. Do not get that dog barking.
Get him.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
We don't like that.
Stop it.
Get him.
Matthew, if I turn him loose on you, buddy, he'll tear that pants leg off. He'll chew them socks you got on off. You know, Matthew, he's under strict command there. Daryl, how are you this morning?
Good. How about you?
Yeah. Hey, we don't like that.
You're going to make him
doing pretty good,
annoying.
too.
That's right. That's right. Let's get it cranking. Gregg, how are you? Is Jordan going to be Nick Saban's personal assistant down that way, driving him around? He's doing some stuff in Tuscaloosa these days?
He needs to.
Well, you say you're going to get you a helicopter? You had to make so many trips down
I
there?
have to make so many trips here lately down there. Got to go today.
I know. You spending the night again?
Now I got to come back for that auction in the morning.
Oh, that's right. We're going to talk about that in just a second. Hey, Gloria's just talking about the weather. One thing on USA Today this morning says retail sales bloom in warm weather. When the sun comes out, so do consumers' wallets. Inspired by unseasonably warm weather, shoppers push retail sales for the month of March, Mathew, higher than expected to an almost 4% gain. It says due to most customers eating Chick-fil-A when they're out shopping, Chick-fil-A sales have gone through the roof.
That's right.
And get this, Easter is falling 16 days earlier this year, which likely pushed typical April spending a month early and could make this month's sales below last year's because it is early. Speaking of Easter, they had a great shot in Decatur Daily today, this cross. I think Gary Cosby Jr., I don't know who took it. I haven't looked at the picture, but we got that photograph of that cross. But it was here it is right here. John, let me tell you who took it. Give them credit where credit's due right here. John Godby. He's been a journalist at Decatur Daily since '76 and chief photographer since '07. That's a great looking photograph, ain't it, Matthew?
It is. Where's that at? Sorry, just say yes. Don't ask questions. I apologize.
Chandler Mountain, open. Yeah.
Did you see that look he gave you?
That's right.
It's a top
asking questions.
Chandler Mountain, open air chapel on the altar and the stone cross. Now, for you who don't know where Chandler Mountain is, that's down that way. What county is that in?
I wasn't
Where
gonna
the-
ask.
It's where all the migrant
we're
workers
afraid
come and
to.
pick the tomatoes and all that stuff. They used to have horse pens 40s is down that way. Y'all ever heard of horse pen 40? It used to be a big bluegrass then, but it's a big. You've heard of that, ain't you, Frank? It's stone. All these big rocks made out make a corral. The Confederate soldiers hid their horses and stuff in there. Just a little history, but thanks for asking, Matthew, where that
Yeah.
was. Any other
See what
questions
we
before I move on?
No, I'm good for right now. I'll wait till your next story.
I'll talk to you just a little bit in this morning's paper. They got a thing on the 4th annual Chick-fil-A 5K. Takes
Yes.
off next week, so that we'll talk more about that in just a little bit when you get
With
ready
Dr. Reed.
to go on that. There that is this morning. Hey, let me tell
It's
you,
loaded.
Daryl, fill me in on the Masters. Now, I know I watched some of it yesterday, so Gloria maybe cut it off. But
They actually, Tiger ended up finishing even, and Roy McIlroy ended up 1 under, but they're all kind of log jammed. There's 3 or 4 guys on the top of the leaderboard, but Mickelson and the big guys are all within striking distance to kind of jump together after being a kind of a slack day.
Westwood's leading right now, right fire to 67.
5 under.
There it is, USA Today this morning. Stuart Sink briefly got in the lead, and I don't know where he finished, but
Sink did, but Stenson did. He actually was in the lead all day and ended up having a quadruple bogey, which was 8 on 18 to go from 5 under to 1 under, and he was leading all day.
also I heard that, and I love to watch the Masters, Greg. I know you like me, you're not a golfer, but maybe you are.
I watch it sometimes.
Yeah, watch it. It looks good in HD. That's all I know. Mickelson may not make the cut.
He'd be close, but he'll grind it out. He's just so weird. He comes and goes. He might light it up today and shoot 66 and be in the lead. You never know.
Well, you could. All right, let's talk about what's happening down Arkansas way. Y'all know Bobby Petrino, the Arkansas coach, 51 years old, had a little small motorcycle accident over the weekend.
We heard that.
Yeah, he said that he was at his lake house with his wife and that he was a single, had no passenger with him when he was on his motorcycle. He's out of the hospital now. He's been suspended. How'd that go, Frank? Come to find out, this pretty little blonde right here, 25 years old, that he had just hired a couple of weeks ago to help with doing something with football players to make sure they're all legal and everything. He had hired her. She was on the back of the motorcycle.
No.
Yeah, it says here, 25-year-old female staff member of the University of Arkansas Athletic Department was with Razorback football coach Bobby Petrino when he had a motorcycle crash Sunday. Sent him to the hospital. She was not injured. She's the school's football student athletic development coordinator and former volleyball player at the university. So I guess she was working with him trying to figure out what they were going to do.
I heard her car broke down and he picked her up on the motorcycle.
Are you making that up?
Sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That's quick
That's
thinking,
attorney
Greg.
right here.
I'm starting to believe it. I said, that what happened? I mean,
That's news.
that could have happened, Greg. I mean,
You should have went with it,
oh,
man.
yeah, Greg. See, you knew something I didn't know. I mean, that's the way to get in there, Greg. I did not know that. Hey, while we're talking about football, Terry Bradshaw. Terry Bradshaw had, come on in. Terry Bradshaw, come on in, Vicki. Terry Bradshaw had some not hit records, but he recorded some albums back in the 70s. We were watching then at Fox one Sunday after church, and they cut to the national anthem being sung by his daughter.
Correct.
In Texas. She just signed, Rachel Bradshaw just signed a recording contract with a big deal out of Nashville. Matter of fact, I'm not a country music person, but What Do You Want, a song she co-wrote. And now the 24-year-old singer will soon begin recording Bigger Picture. That's the name of the people she's going with. Terry Bradshaw signed a deal with Mercury Records in the mid-'70s at the height of his career with the Pittsburgh Steelers and released 5 albums. I wonder what those are worth now. Is anyone of y'all, 2 or 3 million watching this morning, do y'all have a Terry Bradshaw album? You got one, Vicki?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Corey?
No, I can check with you.
Corey, you got one? I didn't even know he had that. Did you,
No.
Greg?
No, he was a singer.
Hey, Greg, let's talk a little bit, just a second. Let me do one other thing.
Sure.
Front page this morning of the News Courier's got, Mathew, burglar steals Auburn autograph football.
You know who
First of all, it was autographed by Cam Newton. Zach Green is turning himself in later today to say that he was the one who busted in Limestone County Sheriff's Department seeking the public testifying whoever stole an autographed football. I can assure you it wasn't me. The burglary occurred April 4th. Zach Green says, I'm turning myself in after I get yet another haircut. There's Zach right there, ready to go at the big Bama game with the big finger that
Good morning,
he carries
Zach. That's
quite a
not
bit
true.
of.
That's not true.
Huh?
That's not true. Leave Zach alone.
It says here, gas is almost $4 a gallon. Greg, you
Yay.
probably know that better. That's why he started driving that Hummer. You wanted to spend more money at the
Yeah.
pump, didn't you?
That's it.
It says,
The economy, Greg.
Yeah.
huh?
Just
Trying to
boost the
help
Said
economy.
people are going.
Kick the gas.
Okay, the highest ever recorded in Huntsville was $3.99 a gallon on July 17th, 2008.
Welcome to 2012.
Do you know that, Matthew?
No, actually, I didn't know that fact, but I do now. How about that?
The most I ever paid for gas was $3.85 until I filled up at Jiffy next door 2 days ago and paid $3.87 a gallon for it.
Oh, just pick you out a new Dodge or Fiat.
They'll be here in a minute. Yeah. I'm not going to say anything. I could probably use a new vehicle. You won't let me buy one.
No.
You get
Hustle
too good
times.
gas mileage out of the one you got. So.
You repeat that? She won't let you buy one?
You know who's in charge.
Will not. Hey, Madison and Limestone County led Alabama counties in growth. Be a great place for a Chick-fil-A.
Hey, it sounds like it.
Huntsville metro area is home to the state's fastest growing county in the year since 2010 census. In fact, Thursday's release ranked Limestone as the 57th fastest growing county in the entire nation.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
That is.
It says thanks to the fantastic growth
course.
of their local television station, ZTV 11, and the host of that program,
Gloria Cooper.
Gloria
Oh, thank you,
Cooper.
Matthew.
Growth has just been phenomenal, especially when you throw in AAA Realty and Wrecker Service.
How about that?
All right, Greg, let's talk about that auction you got coming up tomorrow before I forget it.
I got a good auction coming up tomorrow. It's a river house sitting up on a big bluff like with looking over 6 acres, looking over the water. It's a nice place. On Little Time Road. Got a 2-car detached garage. But it's sitting back. If somebody wants off the road, away from everybody.
Is that road dead end back there?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Now, what time's the auction start?
10
Pretty
o'clock.
back there.
Do you have food, music, anything like that, or you just got straight business?
It won't take about 30 minutes. We'll be
So
through.
how many people usually show up at an auction quite
It's different. Like the other day, we had about 15, 20 at that auction I had on Elm Street. You can never tell. I had 3 or 4, and I've had 50 or 60.
What would you give me for 2 acres on the Tennessee River? Huh?
He's worried about his property, not yours.
Hey, it'll come back one day.
You know, why is it everybody always says that?
Hold your breath. Hold your breath.
Hey, Greg, you seen this morning's paper? Somebody, they don't need to be going out buying a house. They giving away one here. All we got to do is go get it.
Yeah.
Have you seen it? An 80-year-old house that a Limestone County farmer had hoped to sell. If someone would buy it, he'd give it to him basically cheap. Well, now he's saying he's just going to give it away. Here's a picture of it. The house, a fortress built with triple thick brick walls in the 1930s in southern Limestone County, is now available free to anyone can pay to have it moved elsewhere.
That's on 31 before you get to General Motors.
Well, I don't know.
He had it for sale.
He had it for sale, but nobody bought it. It'll cost about $50,000 to move it. Can you move a house?
Oh.
Just
Kennedy
sell
and
'em.
Sons.
Matthew, Greg, you've been wanting to move over here from Limrock, where you live.
Yeah, I need to.
There is a place actually called Limrock, Alabama, and that's where Daryl lives.
Well, wouldn't that be a good
Middle
deal?
of
How much
nowhere.
does it cost to move a house?
$50,000
Oh,
minimum.
it costs $50,000 to move a house.
I can put it on your 2 acres.
Huh?
I can put it on your 2 acres.
I could move it out to the river and make
It
it a
is
bed and breakfast.
unrestricted.
Huh?
There you go. There you go.
Who's going to
Sell
make
for the-
breakfast?
Well, we're going to move out there, and you're going to cook.
Yeah, okay. I see them lining up now.
As long as it has a stove, right?
All right.
Maybe you can just run into town and get
He'll have to
Chick-fil-A
get a
and run
nanny.
back.
I
All
think you'll
let me
need a
get y'all
nanny.
opinion on the big topic going on around the country right now. We're not talking about, first of all, any of y'all been keeping up? You know, I bought my first lottery ticket last week, and last Friday I told everybody how I was going to dispense the millions that I won.
Shut
You
up.
were-
Kind of disappointed because I was expecting to get
Well,
one. So.
I didn't win, obviously. But have y'all seen that girl that lady that works at McDonald's? That's got to be the dumbest looking woman I've ever seen in my life. Her lawyer, they had her lawyer yesterday with Megan on Fox News. He's as dumb as rocks too. Anyway, it says, and it shows her wearing a cap that said "sweet something pork rinds," wasn't it?
Yep.
She says she's won the ticket. She got 7 kids, works at
Single
McDonald's,
mom.
but she don't have the ticket because, get this, Greg, she hid it at McDonald's where she worked. Now, how many people do you think would be converging on McDonald's to look for that ticket?
I think the dumbest thing that they said, the lawyers, the attorneys said was, Well, she has 7 kids. They're on spring break right now. Family is more important. She's not rushing to go claim her prize. It's $100
It was $100 million.
I'd have been there the next morning.
A single mom with
When they
7
opened
kids.
it.
Exactly.
$100 million.
If it was $1,000, she'd
That
be
woman was
rushing.
dumber than dirt. I ain't kidding you. I mean, have y'all seen her wearing that big old Sweet Ryan hat or something under her? And then while they're doing the press conference, she's on the phone and texting.
Imagine that.
$100 million.
You don't
Yet
think all the
family's more important.
You don't think all the employees that were
And Megan
actually
said
supposed to split it with her are going to dig that
she
place
said she
apart?
bought, okay, this woman went and bought the tickets for the group, but she bought this one ticket herself.
Yeah.
How's that going to go?
Yeah, not too good.
You get an opportunity to split. I mean, you're going to get $100 million. Is that not enough money?
Hey, I just want to mention y'all too. Y'all
That's
might
enough,
know.
but I'd rather have it all.
Huh?
I'd rather have all of it.
All right, Charles
There's
Manson
her
is
too.
up for parole. Here's a shot of him.
Never
He's a
get
pretty
out.
one. 77 years old. He's up for parole. There he is right there. It says it'll be his 12th time to face parole. Y'all know back in the 70s, he killed, or was it the 60s? He killed Sharon Tate, or had her killed,
Had her killed.
and 6
He didn't kill
others.
anyone.
It says even now, Manson is a problem prisoner.
You think?
Having racked up many rules violations for receiving smuggled cell phones. Who's he talking to? I mean,
That's a good question.
Charles Manson got a cell phone. Who's he calling?
I don't know.
Think about it.
Yeah,
Who is Charles Manson
Good one,
calling?
Brad.
I have no idea. It's kind of crazy, especially he's been in jail for, what, 30 years
Since
now?
77, yeah. Yeah, I mean, who's talking to him? Just trying to go through some stuff
A few
here.
members that got up.
All right, let me do, oh, by the way, did y'all hear about this tsunami ship? Show that picture of it there, Brad. This is it's 150 miles from land right now in the Gulf of Alaska. They are bombarding it, trying to sink it. This ship has been loosed from the tsunami a year ago. Nobody on board, nothing, just afloat. And they're worried it may come on, go ashore, so they had to blow it up. But that's kind of weird, ain't it? All right, my last story I want to talk about here. Here's a picture of Decatur Daily this morning. This girl, young lady here, has got on I am Trevon, talking about the Trevon Martin T-shirt deal. This out of Decatur. She was not allowed to visit her brother in jail because of wearing this T-shirt. However, the police saying this T-shirt is okay. You can wear a shirt like this. But in case y'all want to go visit anybody in Decatur jail, here's what you can't wear, Matthew.
I won't be there.
Halter top, tank top, muscle shirt, spaghetti strap shirt, sleeveless shirt, strapless tube top, swimsuit, athletic clothing, mini skirt, or sexually suggested clothing are prohibited. Blouses, shirts, and or tops must be completely covered the stomach area. No bare midriffs are permitted. Shirts, dresses, and shorts must be 2 inches above the knees or lower. Gang colors and other gang displays, for example, hand signals, are prohibited. Undergarments shall be worn, including but not limited to bras, panties, boxers, briefs, t-shirts, and pantyhose.
Why do you put me on?
Well, I'm just saying.
I mean, come on, Brad.
I'm just saying, if
Good
you're
job,
going to
Brad.
visit somebody in jail, you can't wear none of that stuff.
I'll make sure to write that down next time you're in jail. I will not wear any of that
Well, I just want
stuff.
to say, it's okay to wear this T-shirt here,
won't
but
visit
you can't wear all that. And make sure you got your briefs on.
Okay, yeah.
I hope you don't go visit him like that anyway.
All right, we'll take a break right now on 8:30. Friday morning, this is Cooper County Live. Chicken and Egg Festival coming up. We'll
That's
check with Vicki in
right.
just a moment.
Expanded.
Yeah,
Come on,
expanded, yeah.
Tom.
I need to sponsor something over that way one of these days. But we'll take a break right now. Be right back. Y'all hang on.